says purchase bundle, it would say acquirable in game. Well, I don't think she has. I don't think she has anything that you can acquire in the game. It's all right. How you been? Pretty good, pretty good. I had a long weekend, very long weekend, tiring weekend. I know there's free back items. So I have to farm Gravewalker to get Glay, to get the Glay, to get this Glay part, and then no information. Maybe I am not at that part where I can get it yet. I bet I'm just not that at that part in the story. It says no information on it, so I'm assuming I'm not at that part yet. Right, but the materials aren't telling me. Oh, I have to craft those parts with, so I have to look at each. I got you. Come on. Hopping in, gonna check some info. You also need to find a Morpheus material. Okay, this is what I want. I want the Glade code. Come on, Glade code. Greg. Who the fuck wants Greg? Greg. No, Greg is who we just... Wasn't Greg a boss? Greg's reverse fate? Okay, so it's for a weapon. Alright, let's get back in there and do it again. Yeah, that's because it's a level 10 boss. There's shapers, which can increase the chance of getting her. I just can't imagine being a new player and coming in to kill this boss and high-level players coming in and absolutely nuking it out of the water. You probably think the game's shit, you know? You're like, man, this game is shit. Like... what level am I? On... Reyna, I'm 34. Hey, Mario. Can you only do bosses once or twice a day for rewards, or can you just farm them? Because it didn't let me pick the other option for Gley. Like, is this like a once a day thing? Where do I see my Anamorpheus material at? Because I feel like I've got plenty, no? Oh, I need the specific material for Gley. Just realizing this. Okay. Just imagine you might accidentally get enough parts for these random guns trying to get this one character. Yeah, I might. Is there an easier way to queue up for this stuff instead of running there? Probably in town on one of the globes, right? Probably on one of the globes.
Don't get in my way.
This is the Ancestors facility. I hope we can find something we can use to restore my system. But the Vargas commander has already ordered his troops to extract the data. Are we too late?
The Ancestors' data should not be underestimated. Not only does it have immense capacity, it's also quantum encrypted. Even the Magisters who worked here doing research have said that full data extraction is impossible.
Magisters? Bringing the technologists who were once allied with the Vargas.
More importantly, enemies after the Ancestors' data as well. Can anyone think why?
Nothing comes to mind. My only guess is that this place is...
Sit back and do absolutely nothing while this bunny just annihilates everything.
I'll know once I have the data. Descendant, Unfortunately, none of the Ancestors' data remains in this terminal. I will check the other terminals, but it seems the Vulgus were successful with their extraction.
That can't be right. If it were possible to fully extract the data, then the Magisters would have already done it.
Until recently, it would have been impossible for the Vulgus as well. However, if they have someone on their side who is very familiar with the Ironheart, then it will have been achievable. By applying algorithms from the Ironheart to military applications.
Farming for a specific item and end up finding all parts for other stuff. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to specifically farm for a Glay. Get everything else on the way, you know? Everything else on the way.
Witness the superior technology of the Vulgus. I am Greg, Commander.
Look at this bunny go. Like I'm just collecting stuff at this point.
That I am unable to face you directly.
I'm trying to get Enzo, but I need to get the next boss to get him. My thing is, like, I really want Glay, but what I really want is the ultimate Glay skin. And the only way to get the ultimate Glay skin is to buy the ultimate Glay bundle that comes with the skin.
That is most likely where the enemy command
So
center is
I'm torn, you know? Like,
As the enemy sealed off,
I really want to, like, farm, I really want to, like, farm for him, but at the same time,
this means
I
we
really
still have an
want
opportunity to retrieve the Ancestors' data.
the ultimate skin for Glay, which you have to have ultimate Glay for, but you have to buy the ultimate bundle to get the ultimate skin. Like, there's no other way to get that skin. You know what's a good gun? The Thunder Cage. Imagine dismantling it and having to farm it back. Yeah, imagine. Who would do such a thing? Who? Who? Me. You want to farm Enzo too? You had to? It's fine. It's fine. I deserve it. Yeah, Mario, I just spent, what, I don't know, 3 hours of my stream farming for a legendary weapon I had, dismantled.
I hope we can find something we can use to restore my system. But the Vulgus commander has already ordered his troops to extract.
You know what I hate about this game? Is when I'm trying to run and I get stuck on other players.
Not only does it have immense capacity, it's also quantum encrypted. Even the Magisters who worked here doing research have said that full data extraction
Hey,
is
Prophets,
impossible.
how are you?
Magisters.
You have a thing for long jackets.
More importantly, the enemy is after the Ancestors' data as well. Can anyone think why?
AC is cranking hot as fuck. My husband sent me a text message today, and he said the AC at work is broke. And we're under like 110 heat index right now. And I was like, bro, I will come straight home. I'm like, why are you still there? Like, why are you at work if the AC is broken? Ding. I love that ding noise. Rizzle! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, raiders. Rizzle, were you playing this? I think I saw that you were playing this earlier. Or just now. Thanks for the raid, by the way. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Jewel. Go by Fernwitch. I've been making MMORPG gaming content for 14 years. Inconsistently. I got consistent a year ago, and I've been streaming for a year now. But welcome in.
It would have been impossible for the Vulgus as well. However, if
Do you
there is
like
someone
it?
on their side who is very familiar with the Ironheart,
What did you think of it?
then it will have been achievable.
Look, I'm following this person around, and we're both lost together.
Ironheart to military applications, electronic warfare.
A
capabilities,
7-hour
and
session? Oh my god.
I recommend we investigate.
I
the
played
other
this all
terminals.
weekend. And I really wanted to stream over the weekend, but I've been making it like a goal to strictly stick to my schedule, which is really hard to do. Were you farming Thundercat? Yeah, did you farm the Thunder Cage? I feel like the first Thunder Cage, I don't know, I don't remember farming for it like I did for my second one. Like I feel like it was a give me. Like I feel like the drop rate for it was a lot better. I don't know, maybe I just got lucky. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a give me story mission because I was like, I don't remember farming for this thing like I did for, you know, for this. It's a guarantee. Yeah, that's what I had thought. I was like, I think these the drop rates were like guarantees. Now I want bun or vermicelli. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm gonna have for lunch. I just had a little tuna fish snack. Any mission with that do not repeat symbol is pretty much a give me. I got you.
I sense the transmission of the ancestors' data is happening close by. That is most likely where the enemy command
I feel like
center
this
is
is a
located.
really good like
As the
time
enemy
period
see
for
walking
gaming
through
right
the
now. I really do. Like there's so
transmitting
many,
data
like we
over
have
long
so much to
distance
play.
would
I
be
just keep
impossible.
thinking about Once Human
This means
tomorrow.
we still have an
I'm like, I
opportunity to
wasn't
retrieve
like,
the ancestors'
I
data.
really oddly wasn't like super hyped for Once Human, but then I don't know, I guess I thought about it and now I'm really excited. All right, let's do this one more time. Actually, let's go farm the boss twice and see if we get lucky. I'm so excited for Once Human. It's a lot of fun. Have you played the beta yet? Yeah, so I played the beta and I didn't really stream it. And now I feel like are you in the content creator program? There's a content creator program for it through Lurkit. And I'm like worried that because I didn't stream it, I'm gonna like miss out on opportunities. You know, like they're looking at creators that have already created content for it. And I kind of wish that I would have streamed it, but it is what it is. I like it. I like it. I hope that, so we're supposed to have drops enabled on our channels tomorrow for everyone in the content creator program. I just hope they have all of our names correctly and, you know, drops are enabled on our channels tomorrow. I want to know when to preload for Once Human. There's a lot of creators, so I hope so too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of us in there. And they said as long as our Twitch accounts were connected to our Lurkit accounts, we'll be fine. But at the same time, I'm like, I hope it's set up correctly, you know? It's hard to promote for something when you're not like 100% sure if it's gonna be like drops or not. You know, it's hard to be like, oh yeah, we'll have drops enabled on the channel and then you don't. How am I finding the game? The First Descendant or Once Human? Also, apparently Freyna is almost a freebie except for her one part. The First Descendant, I like this. I think this is honestly like a really fun game. But I also really like enjoy a grind in a game because it keeps me busy. Hey, how are you, Dark Child? I want Freyna so bad. I just got Bunny yesterday. Yeah, Freyna is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying Freyna myself. I really want Gley. And I've been torn between buying Ultimate Gley. Like, in any other situation, I would want to farm everybody. But and hey, Johnny, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate it. In this particular situation, I really want Gley, specifically for Gley's ultimate skin. And the only way to get Gley's ultimate skin is to buy the ultimate Gley bundle that comes with it. Like, there's no way to, like, farm for this skin. And it's not separate on the cash shop as far as I'm aware. So I'm like, do I just buy the ultimate Gley bundle because I really want to play Gley, but in this specific skin? Or do I just say, like, screw it, like, I'll just play, like, Gley after I farm her in her, you know? Like, do I just say, screw it, I don't need it? Because this is what Gley looks like. And, like, I don't mind this look, but I specifically want the Gley ultimate skin. It's a, you know... You just got Freyna yesterday? Nice. I like Freyna a lot. I need to look how it converts. I don't know if, like, I don't know. Yes, if you use my creator code, I get a portion of what you spend, but I don't know if that converts to real money or if it converts to in-game money. I need to look. Like, it doesn't specifically say in the program. It doesn't. Like, there's no, like, conversion chart or anything. Please give me it. Please, 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 please. Damn it. Alright, guys. Let's see. When the beta came out, I played for like 12 hours. Alright, I gotta take a 5-minute break. I know that's a long break, but I have a type 1 diabetic child, and I just need to go give him insulin and get him his lunch. So, probably 5-ish minutes, probably not much longer than that. I will be right back. All right. Thanks for your patience, guys. Thanks for your patience. It's a thing that I just gotta do during the summer. During the school year, the nurse at school does his insulin for lunch, so I'm able to stream without a 5-minute, I don't know, it might have been longer than 5 minutes. I got myself a coffee and went to the bathroom. But my youngest child was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in January, so he has to have 4 insulin shots a day. So it's just one of those things that I appreciate your patience for. I can't find my... There it is. Thanks. I put a little tiny pizza in the oven for myself, too. I read why Glay is uniquely given an ultimate form. It apparently has lore reason. Plus, ultimates can use the skins of normals. Oh, really? Like, you can use a skin? Like, you can use a regular skin on your normal descendant? That's nice. Hey, thanks, KD, for the follow. I appreciate it. You love this game? Honestly, me too. Yep, and all 3 starters can get free cosmetics. Ajax, Lapik? Or is it Lapik? I think it's Lapik. And Vanessa, a head and a body. Interesting.
This is the Ancestors facility.
I saw people sneak through there the other day. I wonder if they patched it in.
But the Vulgus commander has already ordered his troops to extract the data. Are we too late?
The Ancestors' data should not be underestimated. Not only does it have immense capacity, it's also quantum encrypted. Even the Magisters who worked here doing research said that full data extraction is impossible.
Magisters?
Do drop rates go up depending on world difficulty?
More importantly, the enemy is after the Ancestors' data as well. Can anyone think why?
Nothing comes to mind. My only guess is that this place is...
Who is this descendant? I'm playing Freyna. She is the toxic poison... Wow, that's a terrible lighting of her. What? The lighting is terrible in here. I'm like, look at her and her face is all like...
Unfortunately,
terrible.
The Ancestors' data remains in this terminal. I will check the other terminals, but it seems the Vulgus were successful with their extraction.
That can't be right. If it were
I gotta
possible to
stop
fully
following
extract
people
the
up there.
data
That's
from
the second
Magisters,
time in a row I followed someone up there.
Until recently, it would have been impossible for the Vulgus as well. However,
I use Bunny like 80% of the community. Oh, I love Bunny, but I promised myself that I would try other like descendants because everybody plays Bunny,
from the Ironheart to military
and I was just like, we gotta put. I gotta try someone different.
greatly improved. I recommend you investigate the other terminals.
Descendant, did you come here looking for me? Or did you come to witness the superior technology of the Vulcan?
It's hard to not like Bunny because her AoE is just so fun. Like, you just run around in a circle. You don't even have to fire your weapon, and you nuke everything to death with your, like, AoE. What? This is BS. This is bull dookie. To get the ultimates, you need to reach hard mode to get the blueprint, then 2 echoes up for the rest. We're all farming this stuff, and I feel like we're all over leveled. So I don't even have like a chance to like get any DPS out on anything.
I sense the transmission of the Ancestors' data is happening close by. That is most likely where the
You
enemy
do like
command
70k
center
a
is
hit with your
located.
AoE. That's insane.
As the enemy sealed off Kingston's network, transmitting data over a long distance would have been impossible. This means we still have an opportunity to retrieve the Ancestors' data.
You only get the Twitch color from Twitch drop, so you only ever get to use it once, which sucks. Why? Like, I don't understand why they're one-time use. Like, how else do you get dye in this game? Thanks for the drops, of course. Thanks for chilling and hanging out. Grislow! How are you? The game's fun. I can't stop playing. I played all weekend. I have a problem. An addiction, if you will. My Final Fantasy XIV playthrough has gone out the door. Really? It's Fernwitch 0066. Or 0066 in-game. Ow. That guy, he's just a giant octopus space crab. Oh. Been doing well. How are you? About to play and chill in here for a while. Are you playing this yourself? I thought I saw you playing this. Maybe I not. Come on, Glay. Come on, Glay. Yes! Okay. Glay code. Got it. Sorry, that was really aggressive of me. You like Glay quite a bit. Yeah, that's who I'm trying to get right now. And I did it without a stabilizer. Let's go. Now I gotta figure out what other things I need to get. Working on getting Valby? Yeah, I want to get Valby too. Now I need silicone. I need the gray and Glay enhancement. Okay, so where do I get this? Stunning beauty? So I gotta go. Hey, Lexus, thank you so much for the follow. So it looks like I might have to farm this. You said streamer privilege? Okay, so I need... Time to do this special operation. Remember from awards menu, you can hold R to repeat the mission. Oh, really? Didn't realize that.
Descendant, number 17 here. I'll be assisting you on this operation.
How's this game so far? Lunch in VR, it's a lot of fun.
Enemy structure operation. Initiating full-scale block.
I like it. I will say that I'm not one that plays a lot of shooters. I'm more of your MMORPG person, like your World of Warcraft or your Final Fantasy XIV or your Elder Scrolls Online. So like playing shooting, you know, games with shooting combat is not my strong points. But I'm getting better. Hey, the tiniest barbarian. That name's adorable. Welcome in. Come here, you. I find this mode to get like hard. At least I think it's this mode, the horde mode. Oh my god, I thought that guy was bad. I'm just like shooting him. This is why I can't play friendly fire games. But these modes, these horde modes, they like really ramp up in difficulty. Hey Destiny, how's it going? Like it goes from just like one-shotting everything to like getting your ass kicked in the next round. There's no in-between with them. I think we gotta go to point A. Do you recommend Elder Scrolls Online? I like Elder Scrolls Online. I haven't played in a while, but I think it's a good MMO. Lots of story if you like story. I think all the cutscenes... Oh boy. Hopped in at the wrong time. I think all the cutscenes are voiced. The tiniest barbarian, thank you so much for the follow. It's going perfect. I'm enjoying the game a lot. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm also enjoying... I played this all weekend. I've been playing this on stream and off stream. It's a lot of fun. I don't quite understand the hate it's getting since it's got mixed reviews on Steam. I will say my one and only complaint is optimization. My CPU runs really, really high. That's my only complaint. I don't mind farming for loot. I don't mind farming for upgrades. I don't mind putting in the work. I don't care if like people can buy like the Descendants and stuff. That doesn't bother me. My main concern is like I don't like the CPU usage. I want them to like optimize it a little better. I have my graphics on like medium and high right now, and typically I play things on like max. How they did customization and paints. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm kind of just now learning about that. I haven't really looked into that, but apparently paints like are like one-time usage and then you have to like get them again. And I don't know where to get them at. I haven't gotten that far yet. Woo. And I just wish there was more customization options to earn in the game. But that doesn't bother me too much. Doesn't bother me too much, I guess I should say. I guess if it did bother me, I wouldn't be playing. I just kind of wish it was a little different. My PS4 sounds like an airplane playing the game. It's worth it. Oh my gosh. I got a PlayStation 3 No, maybe it's a PlayStation 4. Whatever the original Destiny released on, and I don't really play PlayStation or console, but I really wanted to try Destiny when it first came out, so I bought a PlayStation 4 for it. And I don't know what it was that I was trying to play on there, but my PS4 sounded like a jet engine. I thought it was going to explode. I don't know what game I was trying to play on it, but I was like, this thing is potato now. But yeah, my PC is my PC can get really loud on this. I had to turn my graphics down, so I think it's behaving. I don't even hear it right now, but I'm also talking nonstop.
High-level bulk is closing in. Target this unit first.
They need to optimize it now. Yeah, have they said anything about optimizing it? Like, have they, like, made a note? Like, hey, we know the game kind of runs like hot flaming poo-poo for some people. We're working on it. Like, have they made a note or anything? PS3 was the first one, I believe.
They're reinforcing.
Some can be earned by achievements and maybe from events in the future. The majority is throwing money at them. The game runs good on PS5. In the beta, this mission was horrendously hard. Maybe I was bad, but yeah. Nothing I've seen. My teammate's like straight carrying me right now. Because I'm not even like, I'm like talking to you guys. I always feel bad for people that like group with streamers and they don't know it. They probably just think we're all terrible, but we're just talking to chat the entire time, not playing the game. We almost need like a streamer queue where we just all stand around and talk with chat and don't get anything done. Oh boy. I'm getting some weird lag right now. This game like just like goes from like fine to like horrendously hard, this mode. Like this mode goes from easy to like so hard that you're like fighting for your life. My game's been fine since I turned that one window sitting on. I'm slightly concerned because I'm not sure how to get new characters. Oh, like you don't know how to unlock them? I can show you in a second. When I get out of this mission, I'll go over with how you can get new characters. It looks really confusing at first, but once you kind of like understand, it's a lot easier. Like you'll be like, oh, okay. It's basically just grinding parts and crafting them. I breezed through some new missions earlier, then it got uber hard later. Laypick is fun for the fact that I can go down and get back up and rescue someone who will die 3 seconds later. I encountered that when I entered the desert place, especially after I get them up. Oh my god. Woo! I thought it was something like that because of the mission to get Bunny, but I can't figure out with anyone else. I'll show you in a second. Something tells me no one's coming to res me. I didn't want to go over there alone. These mobs actually hurt really bad. God damn, they hurt. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna... Oh, that's gonna hurt. I really need this. But, yeah, I don't see us going on. Like, the only way I can get this material is, like, through maybe, like, luck. Like, instead of getting, like, the gold, I could get that. Is that how it works? Ooh, I got a mastery rank up. When the shit did I hit level 37? When did I hit level 37? When did that happen? Last I checked, I was 21. Ooh, after this, I gotta go run and get my little baby pizza. Get a little baby pizza in the oven. It's like a party pizza size. Not even a party pizza. It's like, you remember being like, I don't know how old you guys are, in 37, but when I was in elementary school, they had something called the Pizza Hut Book Club. And if you read 10 books over the summer, you got a little mini personal pizza. It's like that size. It was like a little tiny deep fried pizza. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm so excited. It's a little tiny baby pepperoni pizza. Pizza Hut Book Club was dope, right? That was the best. Yeah. See, we're all old. We're all excited for the pizza. Bring back the Pizza Hut Book Club.
Number 17 here.
The children will be more intelligent today.
Good luck. Enemy structure operation. Initiating full-scale.
Actually, I feel like kids today would not be impressed by a Pizza Hut Book Club. They'd be like, the fuck is this? Gotta go rank up after this. What's the max mastery rank you can be? 30? I wonder if they plan to raise it. I have heard that program. You haven't heard that program in forever? That pizza never tasted so good. Look, I used to love it when my parents would take me to the Pizza Hut and they had like the buffet, you know, and we did the buffet option. And you could eat like, what was it? Like all you can eat buffet pizza. And I think they had pasta and salad, like the salad bar. I didn't realize it at the time that Pizza Hut was in fact not a fancy restaurant, but I used to think that like when my parents took me to Pizza Hut that it was like that was it. I was rich as fuck. I was living life. Pizza Hut buffet. Lightning McQueen, thank you so much for the follow. The Pizza Hut buffet, I thought that my family was rich as shit taking me there. And then I grew up in the country, so we didn't have a lot of options. So we would drive like 30 minutes to go to Pizza Hut. And then we would drive like maybe like 35, 40 minutes to go to the Olive Garden. I always thought the Olive Garden was like, I thought that was the ritzy, fancy restaurant as a kid. I hear these stories about how like women are offended if you take them on a first date to like Olive Garden or like Taco Bell. I'm married, but if my husband were to take me on a Taco Bell date, I would for sure accept. That would be an acceptable date. That would be an acceptable date for me. I'd be like, Taco Bell. I'd be like, hell yeah. There was the Pizza Hut one. I remember something else. It might have been Six Flags. You remember the sit-down Pizza Hut?
Multiple Vulgus forces.
My wife was a teacher. She gave those coupons out to her students for hitting reading goals. I love that. Oh boy. But no, really, there was like things from my childhood that I thought were like the fanciest, most coolest, like, you know, things ever. And then as an adult, I'm like, I really went to an Olive Garden thinking it was like a 5-star restaurant that you had to like dress nice for. As a kid, yeah, we didn't go out often. Like, we did not go out to dinner for dinner often. It was not like it is. I feel like today, like, I feel like in today's time, like, going out and eating out is, like, really common. Like, really common. I feel like more people probably eat out than cook at home now, which is ungodly expensive. But, like, when I was a kid, eating out was, like, it was very rare. It had to be like your grandma's like 60th birthday or something, you know? Eating out was a weekend reward. Not even my house. Not even my house. It was like a once in a year thing. We don't really eat out often here. Like, I don't eat out. Like, my family, like, I have 2 kids and my husband and I, we don't really go out that often. I cook pretty much everything homemade. I mean, we probably go out to eat more than, like, I ever did as a kid by a large amount, for sure. Especially since I worked in the service industry for 5 years. When I worked in the service industry for 5 years, I ate out like every meal, but that's just because the food trucks that I worked at the bar that I worked at, the brewery, they kind of like fed us for free or cheap. So eating out was kind of like a normal. Instead of packing my lunch, I would just get like a free meal from the food truck. Going to dinner was fancy, yeah. I love how it keeps reminding me that I've ranked up. Like, I know I ranked up. I'll take care of it in a second, game. That guy's name Big Daddy J? Do you think the nickname Big Mommy has the same, like, carryover as Big Daddy does? I don't ever see any Big Mommies in games.
This unit first.
Actually, I take that back. It's usually followed by another word. We won't say it. But not just, like, Big Mommy. I love food trucks too. Food trucks are so delicious. So delicious. Food trucks are OP now. There is a Barrera one near me. Food truck, honestly, I like food trucks more than going out to restaurants. I live in a big food truck area though, because we have like, I think we have like 5 breweries within a, I want to say we have like 5 breweries within a like 10-minute drive from me, and there's always a different food truck. There's always a different food truck. My bad. It's like waiting to be teleported out. There's always a different food truck at like every breweries. Or each brewery, so it's, I don't know, I think it's more exciting to go eat at a food truck and sit outside and enjoy a beer or something, you know? You can also take your dog to most breweries, which is kind of cool. Not that they're supposed to come inside. Actually, here in Virginia, you can take your dog to a brewery. Because most breweries here don't serve food. If your brewery serves food, then your dog can't go inside. But if the brewery doesn't serve food, then your dog can come inside and chill.
Enemy structure operation. Initiating full-scale.
I don't know if it's like that in other states, but in Virginia, dog can come inside of the brewery if there's no food. So that's why a lot of breweries use food truck system, because that's how they get away with not serving food and being able to be a little bit more open with like what they're allowed to do. On the side note, if you're a craft brewery and you don't serve food, you can't serve liquor. Like, you have to serve food if you want to serve liquor. So if you're a craft brewery, that's why a lot of craft breweries only serve beer if they don't have food. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just like rambling on about breweries and food at this point. VA liquor licenses are so wonky. Friends are opening up a wine shop in Arlington and they were complaining about it. Yeah, they're really weird here. Like, I've worked in the craft brewery industry since 2018, and I had to get my my food handler's license for one place that I worked at, and then I had to get my ABC license for just in general to have. And it's really weird. You're right. It's weird. Like, it's like yeah. The laws here are really weird for alcohol. I miss having food trucks around. I live in a smallish town and not many food trucks in my area. There's a ton of food trucks here. A ton. Like, we have so many. Like, and not just in like the close proximity of where I live. Like, you know, I think within like 10 to 15 minutes drive, we have maybe like 15 to 20 different food trucks in the area. Even like an hour, like I live in Virginia and I'm like maybe an hour away from Virginia Beach. Like, even going towards like Virginia Beach, there's so many options because there's so many breweries. Like there's a ridiculous amount of breweries where I live, but maybe that's like everywhere else. Breweries kind of popped off like 10 years ago. Craft breweries. I live in a small town. We still have 5 food trucks. Yeah, like there. It's just so common to have food trucks. I don't have enough time to dodge out of that guy, out of his like explosion. It just happens so fast. I'm starting to think that I don't get any other reward. Like I'm only getting gold. Like I'm not getting this. There's got to be another way to get this material, right? Like I'm not getting it. I'm like, I don't know. Perhaps it's just that terrible of a drop rate. Before I moved to where I am now, I lived in a very small town. Like we literally had McDonald's, Subway, Pizza Hut, and a Chinese restaurant. That's what we had. That's what we had. So living where I live now, we have so many different food options. Like I could have poke bowl like delivered to my house. I could have sushi delivered to my house. Like during the pandemic, we were having full-blown Mexican meals with chips and salsa delivered. During COVID, all we did was play classic Warcraft and order Mexican food. Like that's all we did. My husband worked from home full time. All we did was grind in classic WoW. I had like 10 max levels in classic WoW. And I was greasy as fuck from the Mexican food I kept ordering. It was a bad time, honestly. I'm so glad that that's over and I'm not like stuck in my house ordering nothing but DoorDash. I wish all characters had a speed boost like Bunny. Like after playing Bunny for like a week, I just feel so slow. So slow. I find it interesting that they give us Bunny like right off the bat. Because she's like, you know, she's like the only S+ tier character. I don't know. I just find it interesting that like a character that is so like popular, you know, a character that is so popular that they would give it to you right off the bat, you know? It has less effect on sprint, but major change when not sprinting. She is the face of the game, like Tracer. Yeah. She's a lovable character. Like she's my favorite, like, but I'm not playing her right now because I want to like unlock some other stuff and learn to play other people. It's hard not to like her because her design is so adorable. And I'm a sucker for cute stuff. That's my downfall. My downfall is like, I don't care if the character's good or bad. I'll play whatever the cutest character. I'll play whatever the cutest, most appealing character is. Ooh, I hit level 40. Let's go. Bunny is popular and generate money. I'm doing good. Haven't spent any money yet, but the main reason I haven't spent any money yet is because I plan to play Once Human as well. And I'm pretty like, you know, I try to be very mindful about my spending. So I want to check out, I want to scope out the Once Human stuff, you know, see what all Once Human is selling. And then I will make some irresponsible, I guess I should say, spending choices in the games. What was the numbers on your in-game name? It's just Fernwich006. The code I have listed in, so the code I have listed in my stream title and that the bot is spamming is for the creator program. So I'm in their creator program. If you make a purchase and type in my creator code, then I get a portion of your purchase. I get like credit for it. But my creator code and my in-game, like, handle are two different things. I have such a hard time, like, okay, do you guys ever, like, get into the mood where you're, like, in a pure, like, sci-fi mood? So you're, like, in a sci-fi gaming mood, like, you're just, like, all about sci-fi stuff, like this, for example, like, you're just, like, your space, your sci-fi kind of MMO, but then you get into, like, a phase where you're, like, pure fantasy, like, give me, like, Game of Thrones, like, I don't want to play sci-fi, I want to play high fantasy, you know? No? Oh my god, I do. I feel like I have two gaming moods. And it's like sci-fi or it's like fantasy. Are we going to A? Woo! Like, I feel like I like things like Dune and Star Wars and Star Trek as much as I like things that are like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. And it's hard to, like, you know, they're like two totally different styles, but they're both technically, like, you know, fantasy. Ail me. I have a hard time doing single player games. I get bored without other player interaction. Oh, I can't play single player games. I've tried. It has to be very story specific to my interests. Yeah, they're all still fantasy. Yeah. I need to watch the latest episode of House of the Dragon. I fell asleep. Unfortunately, I'm such a sleepyhead. Like, it comes out at like 9 p.m. my time, and I fell asleep like 20 minutes in. I'm really liking House of the Dragon. Like, as much as I like House of the Dragon, like, I still think original Game of Thrones is my favorite. But House of the Dragon is, like, a close second. I think there's just something special about original Game of Thrones. I like fantasy, but I just like Game of Thrones. His writing is so bad, and the shows no, it doesn't. No, it's not. You're crazy. I disagree with you. I think his writings. I think his stuff is amazing. But once again, to each their own. You said Game of Thrones bad blast. Yeah, like, I'm like, you are wrong, but it's okay. It's okay. You're wrong, but it's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. My husband isn't into Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. It's like I don't even know. I'm watching it with him. I don't know why I'm watching it with him, because it's like one of those things that I should probably just watch alone. He's just not really into it. Like, he just doesn't. I think he finds it boring. So you're not alone. But he's not super into fantasy stuff. Now he loves like Star Trek and Star Wars, but I don't think he's really into the fantasy. You know, he doesn't like Lord of the Rings.
High-level Vulgus closing in.
Partner and I are holding off to binge that show. We keep saying we're ready to see Matt Smith commit war crimes. You know, I just finished watching all of The Crown, which I thought was really good. The Crown was, at least the first season of The Crown was so insanely good. But like, he kind of played, you know, he played like a douchey character in The Crown. And Matt Smith plays like a, and I don't know what else I've seen him in. Yes. No, I don't think this is the thing I wanted. Damn it. But I bet he's always like, I bet he's like a really nice person in real life. You know what I'm saying? I bet he's like super chill, and I bet his personality is completely different, but he plays a really good douchebag. I've never seen Doctor Who. I've never seen Doctor Who. It's like on the list of things to watch eventually. You have to remember that the last couple of seasons were not written by him. I just realized that your name is Sloppy Power Fart 5000. I'm a boy mom, so the fact that I've just been chatting with you for a second and your name was Sloppy Power Fart 5000 didn't even faze me. Because I hear stuff like that all the time in my own household. Alright, let me go grab my pizza. My pizza finished cooking like an hour ago, so it's probably room temperature. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. I got the goods. Got the little pizza. Worth checking out. Newest season was really good. What are we talking about? Oh yeah. Mmm. I'm like in the middle of a Dance with Dragons. I'm almost done reading the books. I will say that not all characters and chapters are equal in the Game of Thrones books. Anything with Theon Greyjoy or Reek, my eyes glaze over. I hate his character. I hate his parts. Like, very unenjoyable. Anything with Daenerys, I'm in. We had to donate 2,000 books the other day and couldn't take all of our books with us to Sweden. Oh my goodness. You got or I got? I'm thinking about buying Kyle. Is he good? I don't know. I've not played Kyle before, and I haven't bought anyone. I've just been grinding things out, so I don't know if Kyle's good or bad. Did we seriously just get an ad?
Do as I say.
Maybe you did. I don't have it. I don't even see where you would get her alternate skin at. Like, I don't see it in here. Hey, have a good birthday. Happy birthday. Oh my god. They gave her a hair clip. They gave her a hair clip hairstyle. What in the... I don't think I have ever seen a hair clip hairstyle in a game before. I cannot think of one game. I think this is probably her best hairstyle. So this is acquired in game. Now that you say that, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a hair clip hairstyle in a game before.
Do as I say. If you want to live.
Like, you can tell who bought their character. That's a one downfall. Or like, who spent money.
Descendant, number 17 here. I'll be assisting you on this operation. Good luck. Enemy structure operation. Initiating full-scale blocking operation.
Oh my. I have the hiccups because I ate that pizza too fast. Ayo, friend, was you staying hydrated? It's a sitting for London broil here. Oh my god, yeah. I have a cold brew coffee and I have a water on my desk. I spent 2 days at Busch Gardens. So Friday and Saturday we were at Busch Gardens all day long and it was 110 degrees heat index. It was horrendous. I don't know what we were thinking. Actually, what we were thinking was my husband got free tickets from work. And so so every year he gets free tickets from work and then we upgrade them. And like we had to go this weekend because it was like I think it was like the last weekend to use them. So we went one day and used the free tickets. And then we upgraded them. And then we went the next day because I had a friend in town who wanted to go. But if I recall, you have a lot more shade at Busch Gardens than at King's Dominion. The smell of asphalt at King's Dominion kills me. Yeah, thankfully Busch Gardens is pretty shaded. I haven't been to King's Dominion since I was a kid, so I don't know what it's like anymore. Thanks for the follow, Jake. King's Dominion used to be the theme park my mom would take us to because I grew up near Richmond and it's like closer to where I grew up than Busch Gardens. Playing with bunnies in your group when you're not bunny is it's such a frustrating experience. Like it really is. It's like an annoying, like frustrating experience. Because you like go to kill something and it's like already dead because of Bunny's AoE. Oh my gosh, is this what I needed? No. I need this one. Gosh, god damn it. I know, I had a Bunny show up and I didn't get to shoot or anything. Yeah. Like, Bunny's my favorite right now, and I love playing Bunny. But, like, even I, when not playing Bunny, am like, these bunnies can fuck right off. Like, these bunnies are annoying. I think any class whose, like, AoE is so strong, other classes can't DPS is a problem. Personally. I think it's a problem. Like, I get, like, AoE being helpful, and it, like, you know, I get it. Like, I like playing Bunny. She's my favorite. But, like, when you go and you play a different, like, Descendant, it's really frustrating. It's just like, I might as well just stand here. I have a feeling they will be, yeah. They most likely will. Like, she's so fun. Like, she's a fun character. But, like, it just, you know, why would anybody want to play anyone else at this point when Bunny just runs around and nukes everything? Hate when I go the wrong way. Everybody else goes to a different target. The farm for Gley seems insane compared to, like, Freyna and Bunny that we did. Because, like, in order to farm for Gley, I'm sitting here and I'm doing this repeat mission at a chance of finding, I forget what they're called, but at the chance of finding this one material. Once I find this one material, I go run a boss. And then I use that material to give myself a chance to get the item I need, I believe. So you have to sit here and farm this event for the rare chance of getting this one material. And then you have to use that one material at a rare chance of getting the Gley part you need, if I understand correctly. So I'm sitting here and I'm farming it for this material right here. Not this one. This one. Nope. Welcome to Grind Level Infinite. Yeah. So I'm farming for a rare material to get a rare chance at something else. Drone escort I do not like escort missions in any game. I want no business to do with an escort mission ever. Whenever I have to do an escort mission, it's the worst. I hate them. They're especially bad if you have to do them alone. want to be the one escorted. Destiny, thank you so much for the follow. Oh boy. It's okay, computer. It's okay. That's what I'm grinding right now. Oh my god.
Assisting you on this operation.
I don't look forward to the day that I have a drone mission to grind.
Structure operation. Initiating full-scale blocking.
I should probably go work on my story after this. I'm so distracted. I should probably continue on my story. I forgot that I got Reyna to 40, which means I can easily go work on my story now. Which was my goal in the first place before I got distracted. You don't get much help with that mission either? Yeah, anytime I do an escort mission, I swear I'm like the only one and I never get anybody else. It sucks. Doing an escort alone really sucked as Bunny. All right, where to? Actually, I think that might be. Nope, never mind. I thought that was the round. I kind of want to hear their voice lines with each other. Enzo and Laypic's older is Laypic's older cousin. Oh, that's cool. When the missions are still eased, you can actually clear multiple of those nodes. I'm playing with Ryan Gosling TM. He literally just sat down because two bunnies? Or does BC mean something else? Oh, he couldn't. Oh, I got you. I got you. He sat down because of two bunnies. Oops, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a bad guy.
High-level Vulgus closing in. Target this unit first.
God damn it. Every time. Every time. I'm like sitting there, I'm like waiting for it. I'm like, okay, maybe it went by already. And then I run in there and I get fucking knocked down by this guy. The third Freyna piece is behind a drone mission. I can't remember. I got really lucky with my Freyna. I got like everything like my first or second try.
Recommend elimination of all their defensive forces.
Hell yeah. I think one more wave to go. Ooh, what happened here? Must have accidentally switched my weapon out. Hey, thank you for the 100 bits. I honestly, games like this, I just get into the zone and start zoning out. They're such a like an addictive thing for me. I've been live for, I don't even know, how long have I been live? Almost 5.5 hours. This is, like, it's definitely a problem game for me. I have no business playing games like this. Oh my god, I don't want to know what my concentration face looks like. I probably got my mouth open. Probably got like my gaping pie hole just breathing heavy as I get excited about mass murder. I swear, I think I might be the biggest, like, mouth breather. I don't realize it. That's why I don't open mic in games. Push to talk only. I can only imagine what mine looks like when I'm playing something like this. Oh my god. Sometimes I have to go back and clip shit, and I'm like, I think I have ruined it with my face. Like, my mouth is open. I don't know what I'm doing. It's getting spicy. It's getting spicy and dicey. Rude, rude, rude. Get down this massive, huge balls. Come on, please. Please, no! Game hates me. I don't hear any breathing. Look, buddy, you might want to abort. You don't want to go in this alone. It gets spicy. All right. Me and my mate are rushing down Echo Swamp right now, clearing up the map. Yeah, I'm about to continue.